Should I tell you guys what I'm doing? Should I talk or should I not talk? I guess it's up to me. I guess I'll talk. I'll get closer to the microphone here. Alright, let's see. Can you tell what I'm doing? Let's start with that. Make it like a game. If you can figure out what I'm doing, I'll tell you eventually, but I'm going to let you guess. Because if you're able to figure it out yourself, or even if you're not able to figure it out yourself, but if you try to think about it a little bit yourself, what I'm doing here, then you might be able to, whoa, then you might be able to get a better idea of the whole idea of the paragraph styles. What I'm doing appears very mundane. Well, to the layman. To the experienced editor, this is like your daily breakfast, essentially. We've scraped some information, useful information, legally available information. This is copyrighted information, but I'm not currently violating the copyright policies or agreement or copyright rules or whatever by showing how to edit this document, this informative document that I've scraped. Originally an 800-page document. I've brought it down to 40 pages now, 40 thus far. I don't know, we'll probably get it down to like 38. By removing all these pilcrows. I'm removing pilcrows, but I'm not removing all of the pilcrows. I'm only removing the unwanted pilcrows. Like that one. If I were to remove all of the pilcrows, then everything would be squished together into one line. Or one paragraph. It would not all just be in one line, but it would be in one paragraph, which is sometimes referred to as one line, but it's not. And well, it could be. Depends on the settings for your word processor. I'm using LibreOffice here, and that's a fine way to go. Essentially, I would be doing the exact same thing if I were doing this in Microsoft Word. Right now, there would be some minimal differences, like in terms of the user interface, that kind of thing, but pretty similar. It's kind of like tomato and tomato. Well, that's not true. Microsoft Word is better. Don't let anyone fool you. Microsoft Word is better. but LibreOffice is just fine. Okay, toggle formatting marks. Now remember, my friends, let's see here. I'm going to zoom in here and show you what I'm doing. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. See, toggle, remember that you can get this pop-up, this tooltip. So if you hover your mouse and slow down and don't click anything and just wait and just read that tooltip, it'll tell you what the thing means. Toggle formatting marks. That's a backwards P. It's a paragraph marker, and it's known as a pilcrow. So we can turn the formatting marks on and off. Zoom out a little bit so you can see. See how what that's doing there? In addition to the pilcrows, everywhere there's a space, it's going to put a little dot. See all those little tiny dots for the spaces? And other useful marks, such as for wherever there's a tab, there's going to be an arrow. You can also do a soft carriage return. So if you just hit enter, it's going to start a new paragraph. But if you hold down shift enter, see how it gives me a different kind of a mark there? And then that's going to give a different kind of formatting result also. If you do that. Okay, so if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm going to tell you anyways. Oh, I kind of have already told you anyways. I'm removing the unwanted pilcrows and leaving the wanted pilcrows. And the wanted pilcrows, or the desired pilcrows, are the pilcrows that occur at the end of a sentence, or the end of a line, or the end of a paragraph. And they're normally going to be a paragraph ending with a period, or part of some kind of a heading, or sometimes part of a list. But if it's a written out paragraph, it's going to have a period at the end, or in this case right here, it's going to have a colon. Let's see, Control F10. That's nice. So with experience, I can go through here very quickly, and first of all, by using the paragraph marks, we call them formatting marks, the pilcrows, I can quickly see where all the paragraph breaks are, and I can see if any of them are in an unwanted spot. And I can spot it really quickly. I can see it really quickly because this line does not have a period at the end, and it seems to be an incomplete sentence just by the fact that it says indicate. I don't need to read any more than that. I can just tell by the word indicate, and kind of by looking around I can tell that that was an unwanted, undesired pilcrow. I usually try to work my way from the bottom up. At least that's what I've been doing here with the pilcrow removal. And it does make it easier to spot the unwanted pilcrows if I hit them from below and not from above. I had my mouse in one hand, I was going slow, now I can go fast. Set the mouse down. Sometimes it's faster to do things with the mouse. Sometimes it's faster to do things with the keyboard. So I try to learn to do both. Try to learn to just practice a little bit here and there. Just when I have a few minutes at the end of the day. Oh. Looks like there's a weird underscore there. I don't know why that's there. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't think it needs to be there. Those are things that come from experience too. Like, you do enough editing and you see some of these random stray marks, and you get used to the fact that, I mean, this is a very, very carefully well put together, well edited text, but there are still a few typos in there. And I'm doing a really good job in my editing as well, but there will still be some typos in my final output of this text. Now this particular text, I'm just editing it for my own use for educational purposes. I will print it up later, and that's why I'm significantly reducing the amount of space, like page space, that it's taking. I have abridged some sections by deleting, or by only including basically the most important sections that I want to learn about and study and understand better. But I've still included a pretty large bulk of the content of this document. It's a local police department here in Utah. This is all of their procedures and policies. Is their policy manual. And I am interested to, well, what was that? There we go. Interested to study this document, and so I want to print it out, but I don't want to print out 800 pages. So I've picked out maybe the 200 pages that I'm most interested in, and then I've edited them down to about 1/4 of their original size, just in terms of how I can get them to fit on the page. Okay, now I'm going to go through and do some paragraph style. Okay, so that's kind of some initial cleanup up to page 21, starting down at the bottom on page 39. So I've basically done some initial cleanup, like I say, on those bottom 20 pages, 18 pages, or however many that is. So now I'm going to go back through and apply some paragraph styles. Just pull up my sidebar styles here. There's paragraph styles, character styles, page styles, list styles. I think the main ones you would use would be paragraph styles, character styles, and then sometimes page styles, but the other ones could get used as well. This one I just want default, that's good. That one I want section title right there, that's good. Definitions, I've created my own little keyboard shortcut for applying bold. What I'm doing here, I'm going to pull this up so you can see I'm applying a different character style. So since these are definitions, then I'm using a homemade keyboard shortcut to change that. So you can see here that it's going to, when I press this keyboard shortcut, then it's going to switch it to A bold. So I could switch it to that character style by double clicking over here, or I've set up my own little keyboard shortcut for that. I did not change the paragraph styles, I just changed the character styles, but now I'm going to change the paragraph styles. So up here in the styles, I got to make sure I'm in paragraph styles. These I want to take them into the level 1 indent. Then I'm going to go through and add these tab stops. So that looks funky with the formatting marks on, but once you take them out of there, you can see it looks real clean, real nice. And same with these definitions, you can see those are all going to stand out nicely. So these are kind of levels of indentation which I know need to occur from studying the original source document. So I already went through there and kind of observed some of the indentation levels and observed what happens. Oh look, I missed one here. See this? So these ones are supposed to have a paragraph style like that, section title. See, but this one is still just default paragraph style. So I'm just going to double click there, and now that makes it into the different paragraph style. Code level 1. And there's actually some level 2 stuff here and there. You can see that in addition to changing the paragraph style, I'm also adding in a tab stop. Oh, that already has it. Oh, here we go. Here's some level 2 stuff. So that's level 1. And then these ones are level 2. And these ones are level 1. Level 2. 1. Level 2. Tabs. So I don't actually need to get rid of that space. I'm going to stop getting rid of that space. It takes a lot of time. It's really not clean to leave it there. It's really better to get rid of it. If I'm on Microsoft Word, I have an easier time getting rid of those than I do here in LibreOffice. Some things I have an easier time with Libre, sometimes I have easier time in Word. But yeah, I think for right now I'm going to not worry about that. Here we've got some more definitions. Just use my keyboard shortcut to, again, I'm just hitting my keyboard shortcut and that I've created. But what I'm doing is the same thing as double clicking on the character style. Mostly what I'm doing right now is changing the paragraph styles. These ones I'm not actually going to use the paragraph styles. Just going to do it manually like that. Because otherwise it just kind of looked like it was indented too far. That looks fine. The reason I want it to look fine is because I want it to be easy to read. That's my whole objective here. I am literally editing this book. It's essentially a book-sized compilation of material. It's probably about an 80-page book, all said and done, maybe 120 pages or something. But I'm shrinking it down to I'll get it down to like 35 pages, 38 pages, somewhere around there. going to make a keyboard shortcut for this one. I keep doing this one so much right there, that level 1. I'm going to make a keyboard shortcut for that. See, that's why you don't want to leave those extra spaces in there. Did you see that? I was like, oh, I'll just leave the spaces in, but they accidentally got pushed onto the wrong side. I meant to leave them on the other side of the tab stop. That one would be nice to have a keyboard shortcut for also. Remover of trespasser from real. Oh, here's some definitions. I'm about to show you guys how I set up a keyboard shortcut here. Right now I'm using this is a keyboard shortcut I set up. I just did F4 because it was available. Alright, here I'm going to show you guys how to record a keyboard shortcut. So first you kind of imagine, you have to go through and do it a bunch of times on your own. Be like, okay, so let's see, what are the steps? Okay, first I have to make sure that I've either got my cursor somewhere present in this paragraph or that I've selected some text within this paragraph. Okay, then once I've done that, I want to make sure that I'm in paragraph styles, and then I'm going to apply code level 1. There, A01 code level 1. Okay. And then that's it. Then I want to stop recording like that. Ooh, although if I was really fancy, I could like line it up right here and also have it take out and replace that space. That would be crazy. I'm going to try to do that. Okay, so I have to place it right here. No, I'm going to place it. It's easier. Let's see. What's easier when I'm clicking through? I think it's easier to get it on that side. Okay. Alright, so you practice it once, or actually usually 4 or 5 times is better, but you'll end up practicing it a bunch of times once you're recording the macro. Tools, macros, record macro. Just go ahead and start recording. Okay, it's recording. See that? Do you see that there? It's recording, and then whenever I'm ready, I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to stop it. So now whatever I do, it's going to notice it, but I don't know if it's going to notice me clicking here. I've clicked in the wrong spot too. Hope it doesn't record that part. Okay, so now we're going to, okay, now we're ready to roll. So what I want to do, do I want to remove the tab first or second? I'll just do it the way I've been doing it. First we'll change the code level, and then we'll go backspace and tab. There, that's it. Now stop recording. Okay. So it'll usually bring you into like just a whole bunch of macros, and you have to go through and find your like folders and stuff. Set up your folders, whatever. I'm just going to create a new macro name. This one's going to be called level 1. It's paragraph style level 1. We'll call it para level 1. Save. Okay, so now we've created the macro. Before we assign it to a keyboard shortcut, let's test it out. I'm going to put the cursor in the test spot here. Get it ready to go. Then I'll go Tools, Macros, Run Macro. My macros, standard. Para level 1. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, it did it. It worked just perfectly. Let's try it again. Tools, macros, run macro. Yep, it's working. These ones are going to be level 2. I could do the same thing for level 2. Alright, so now I'm going to be ready to test out the keyboard shortcut. So what I want to do is first assign the keyboard shortcut. Tools, customize, I think. Might be in options, it might be customize. Yeah, this is it, customize. So this is one nice thing about LibreOffice is you can customize a lot of stuff. Anyway, what I want to see is if Shift F4 is available. Yeah, I was using it before for some other macro. That's what all those letters are there. So I'm going to take it over for something else. So I go down to category here. Usually I would go into like all commands, or I'd be like edit something or other. But right now what I'm doing is LibreOffice macros. Go in and find my macro. Okay, and I want to apply it. Right now I have not changed anything. I have to modify. There it is. See how it says level 1 now? Okay. So now I have to place my cursor in the right spot. But then if I press Shift F4, it not only changes the style, but it also takes out that tab for me. So I'm going to do the same thing for level 2. I have two options here. I could copy and paste the previous macro and then just edit it, or I could just re-record a new macro. It's probably easiest to just record a new macro. So what I'll do is I'll do it the more difficult way, just to show you a different way of doing it. The more difficult way is to copy an existing macro and then just change it to where it'll be, instead of code level 1, it'll be code level 2. Everything else will remain the same. Control S to save as we go. Tools, macros, edit macros, edit macros. Tools, macros, edit macros. Right there. There's also organize macros, but we don't really need that. We just use edit macros. Tip, did you know, keep the zeros before a number by using the leading zeros cell format option. Format the cell as text. Oh, so there's actually another way besides. I'd always known just to format it as text. This is an Excel, or actually, you know, LibreOffice, whatever it's called. I like to read the tips whenever I see them. Okay, so I'm going to go down to here. So the way, even though like it would say that, oh, how do I organize all these macros? But they're actually all in the same module. And so that's all these just different macros that are all in the same module. So to create a new macro, all I have to do is get this existing one. They're called subs for subroutine. Copy it, paste it, and then rename it. Where is it? Right there. I'm going to call it level 2. And then I'm going to just assume that I don't understand any of this stuff, which that's not entirely true. I do understand some of it, but I originally started figuring out and making these changes, these macros, without understanding any of this stuff. And a lot of it I'm still kind of curious about. And the important thing is not to understand it right now. All I need to do is just change one little thing in there. Here it is, this one right here. This value is all I have to change, because that's the only thing that's going to be different. There. Everything else is going to be the same. Save it, I guess, like that. Control S. Close it. So now let's test it. I just created a new macro. Everything's the same except it's going to apply this 2 code level 2 instead of 1 code level 1. Tools, macros, run macro. No. There, that one. Yep, looks like it worked. Yep. So now let's apply a keyboard shortcut for that one. So we'll go Tools, Customize. And then we're going to say oh yeah, down here, macros. Go and find my module. There's the macro I want. Now I need to find a keyboard shortcut to apply it to. I think Alt-Shift maybe, or Control-Shift F4. Let's see about Control-Shift F4. Control, there we go. Let's see. Data sources. I don't even know what that is, but I'm about to replace it with Paralevel 2. Control-Shift F4. Boom. That's pretty sweet. And then for this one, Shift F4. And what's really happening here is the readability is going off the charts. Like when I actually print this up and read it, it's really easy for me to digest all this information. Additionally, this is a monster secret for if you're a learner, or even more so if you're an educator. Oh, but look at, yeah, no, I think it's okay. That's right. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Shift F4. And what this tip is like for learning, oh, I know why it looks weird. It's like, what's going on here? There we go. That's better. Control Shift F4. I should have picked something easier to reach. Shift F4. Oh, I could have just done Control F4. Oh well. And again, I can go faster sometimes once I set down the mouse. I was kind of testing it. I was using the mouse because I was still clicking around in the menus and stuff. Oh yeah, this is getting crazy fast now. Look at how quick I'm able to just go through here and format this whole document. So now what happens for me as a learner, all this information in this document, I'm pre-digesting it. This is like, I'm kind of chewing it up in my mouth. I haven't swallowed it yet. Because I'm not reading all of this stuff as I format it, but I'm reading some of it. And part of my editing process, one of the many little random mental tricks that I've learned, is to do it in just that kind of a way. Oh, I think I've lost my train of thought. Okay, Control Shift F. If you were able to understand the last thing I said, you were paying more attention than I was. Let's see, Shift F4. Shift F4. Notice that this trick that I've used to place that tab only works if I get the cursor in the exact right spot. If I put the cursor over here and do my Control Shift F4 now, look, it puts the tab in the wrong spot. Also, if I hit Control Z, I don't know if I'll be able to undo right now. Let's see, Control Z. Oh, no way, it does work. Wow. So on Microsoft Word, when you run a macro, I don't know if it's still this way, but the way it used to be is that you can't undo anything. Now, they may have fixed that by now, but that's the way it was for a lot of years. This is going to be Control Shift F4. Oh, no, I messed it up. Oh, gosh. But that is... So that's a nice thing about LibreOffice. Being able to undo after running a macro. Okay. Sometimes it helps to zoom in a little bit in terms of spotting what you're doing. Oh, that was nice. I reached over with the other hand to hit F4. That was much easier. I try to do a lot of stuff with just one hand in order to keep the mouse active. So for this kind of stuff, I work from the top down. For removing unwanted pilcrows, I go from the bottom up. Here's one. Deconfliction. That's a word I'd never heard before. Do you know what deconfliction means? It's a weird name for once you find out what it actually means. So each of these, I'm switching them to code level 1. I'm changing their paragraph style, and I'm deleting that space and inserting a tab. And then I got a keyboard shortcut set up for both paragraph level 1 and paragraph level 2. Man, that's too difficult. I'm going to change it. Let's see, because sometimes I want to have the mouse active. Customize. No. What's this? Not customize. Oh, that was options. I just hit it wrong. I thought it was getting customized, but I hit options. Here we go. Customize. Okay, so I think what I want is Control F4. Here we go. Ah, not available. I'm already using Shift F4. Control plus F3. Auto text. More fields. I don't know if I'm ever going to want those. I don't know if this is specific to this. I think no, I don't think this is specific just to this particular document. I think this is all the times I use it. So I'm just blasting over Control F3 right now. It is possible to restore defaults, and I haven't really customized anything that I can't redo easily later. Okay. So we're going to take parallel 2 and we're going to add it to Control F3. What about Shift F3? Cycle case. That's interesting. Make it uppercase or lowercase. Fine, we'll do Control F3. Look, there's all kinds of things. Control P, Control Q. How is Control P not used already? That's print. That's got to be used already. Some of the... Telling me Control P isn't print? I don't know. Okay, I'm doing Control plus F3, modify, parallel 2. So now parallel 2 has 2 shortcuts. I'll just leave it like that for now. Oh, so now I should be able to use the mouse. So now I can reach easier. Shift F4. And then for this one, what is it? Control F3. Let's test out this Shift F3. And then is that, let's see if that's no, it's not the font effect. It doesn't have the case effect. It's just making it actually, it's actually just changing the case. I don't know if I need that ever. Shift F3. I'm going to try to remember that though. I'm going to try to test it out, see if it's actually useful. Okay, Shift F4. Oh, look, there's one that I missed. Another one. Here we go. Not Shift, Control F3. Still kind of hard to remember, but it's a lot easier to reach. And it'll be faster with the keyboard, but right now I just wanted to test it out with the mouse. Control S, save as we go. Alright, let's try with the keyboard now. No, yeah, that Control F3 is nice. It's just always nice setting up keyboard shortcuts for macros. No. I pressed the wrong one. Let's see. No. Control F3. There we go. I guess we could try and see what happens. Code level 1. So that spacing is a little off, so I'm just gonna like reduce it, get it a little closer together. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, get it closer. There we go, that's better. It's pretty tight, but what else is the option to that? That looks good. Who should I do them? Nah. That's good. Now one thing I might go back and do, let me show you what happens, how easy this is now to reformat stuff. Now I got it kind of laid out here. So I'm looking at the numbers and the letters here, and it might be not quite the best formatting. So I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. But instead of adjusting that up here right now, I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change the paragraph style itself, and all of them are going to change everywhere in the whole document, everywhere, all these ones and all the other ones. We'll just look right here. Okay. So there's two ways to do this. First is what I consider to be the preferred way, and so I'm going to show that one first, and then the other way. They're both good ways. Either way is fine. They both have their advantages. So the first way is that I'm just going to take this code, this paragraph style. There it is, code level 1. Make sure get it applied there. If there's any weird stuff going on that's like left over from before, I use the keyboard shortcut Control Shift M, I think. No, not Control Shift M. Control M. Control M will remove like any direct formatting. So that's all direct formatting I just did. Now watch, I'll just get rid of all of it with Control M. And that keyboard shortcut might be different on Word, or it might be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this code level 1, A0, whatever, A0, 1, code level 1, paragraph style, I'm going to modify it. And how do I do that? I just find a way to modify it. I look around and I'm like, what do I do? How do I change this? But actually what you do is you look it up on the internet, because you'll forget it. If you watch this tutorial today, but one of these days you're going to be trying to do this and you'll forget how I did that. You can look it up here on this video, or you can look it up on the internet. Just remember that what you're trying to do is to modify or to change this paragraph style. So right click modify. And it's like, what the crap? What is all this stuff? What does this mean? What? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just indents and spacing is the main thing. And the other one is organizer. Let's see. Oh, and font also is pretty important. Oh yeah, I want to like change the... Oh, I don't think I can do it this way on this one. I don't know how to do it. Position. No, I don't even know how to do it the old-fashioned way. So specifically for these little triangles up at the top, this is the only way I know how to do it. There probably is another way, but, well, I don't know. I'd say 50-50. There's another way. How's that? So these triangles up here are what's going to affect how these letters are spaced out. I'm going to say I want them more like that. So now what I'm going to do is, instead of modifying it, I'm going to do it the other way. So for this one, what I do is I say update style. And in Microsoft, it's like update style from selected. But anyway, we want to update the selected style. And then what you're going to see here is that all of the letters, they're all going to change when I do this. Watch, 3, 2, 1. Did you see all those columns change to match this one? Let's do it again. Let's just say we want to organize them like that. Okay, then we go over here, update selected style. See how it that completely changed the document, completely messed up the whole document because it changed the shape of everything. But it's okay. It's very easy to fix. See, it really, like, now the look, now it's 40 pages. Uh-oh. Zoom scroll hell. No. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go and change that. Oh, crap. If I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. No, that's level 2. There it is. Okay, watch. So I changed it, and now I'm going to say update from selected. See, like, it moved stuff all over the document. Watch, we'll do it again. Be able to see a bigger change. Watch. 3, 2, 1. At any rate, let's get it lined up properly. That actually is pretty good, but yeah, that's actually great. So now I'm going to also update this code level 2 style. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Sometimes they'll have large numbers like 10 and 18 and stuff, and 22, yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so now I'm going to update that style. Watch, all the numbers are going to line up now. They're all going to match it. Okay, so I've tightened up the the layout there a little bit. Taking out some unwanted pilcrows is how I started, just to shape things up. And then applied a lot of styles. Oh, did you figure out what deconfliction means? Looks like I have some repeated. It looks like I doubled. Look, I've tripled. Whenever I was copying and pasting, I got deconfliction in there 3 times. Deconfliction. I can hear myself talking louder, just getting excited talking about what deconfliction means, the definition of this word. I'm practicing not talking loudly. I'm practicing talking softly and trying to not get, what do they call it, distortion on my microphone when I talk too loud. But I am quite excited about the definition of this word. What deconfliction means is when they are going to go in and raid a house and they're like, wait, let's make sure that there's not some other department like the sheriff's department that's also planning to raid this house at the same time, or the FBI or somebody like that. So they have to do deconfliction to make sure that they're not both raiding the house at the same time. And that's what deconfliction is. Not the first image that popped into my head when I read that word. When I read that word, I was like, oh, I know about that. De-escalation. Oh, sure. Yeah, we got to de-escalate. Maybe that's the problem with these officer training scenarios. Perhaps the officers are getting confused because they believe that what they're supposed to do is deconfliction. And they don't realize that what they're supposed to be doing is de-escalation. Well, I've just started learning to talk more softly. Let's see what this stuff looks like without the pilcrows. I don't know. I think I'll bring these in a half step. Ooh, no. Oh, here's some. Okay, this is the last page I'm going to do. Oh yeah, look, that's where I left off. I remember that stuff. Okay, this will be my last page for right now. Set down the mouse, Shift F4, Shift F4, Shift F4. Control arrow to go faster. Oh, there's one. Shift F4, Shift F4, Shift F4. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Control S to save. I'm on page 30. I usually try to take a mental note of what page I'm on. Kind of when I'm going to take a break now and stop recording for a bit. Come back to this later. I enjoy making progress on a project like this, chipping away at it and then setting it down and doing something else and then coming back to it. But I really do, just in general, like, I'm only going to take a short break. I'm going to finish this video right now, but I'm going to come back and spend another, like, who knows how long, just going through all the letters. Anywhere you see these letters with the parentheses around them, anywhere you see these little numbers, I'm just going to be doing Shift F4, Control F3, And for me, it's very relaxing. It's kind of like, I don't know, like sorting through nuts, sorting through berries. Oh, look, there's a missed one right there. Section title. I mean, that's what I'm calling those. I made that name up for them. You know, someone might call them a heading or a title or whatever, but the important thing is to be able to find it over here and click on it. So I actually changed the name at some point. It was just like section title or sec title, and then I added the second section title so it'd stick out farther, so that when I'm coming over here to click on it, I could find it more easily. Like if something else is selected and then I'm over here, I'm like, oh crap, which one is it? I renamed it so it would stick out farther there. Oh, there's another one. See it? Oh, and another one. And another one. There's one. Missing, or an unwanted pilcrow. You see it? See how there's like a middle of a sentence? See how this paragraph ends in the middle of a sentence? That's an unwanted. Someone hit enter there. That's what that is when someone accidentally hit enter. It ends up like that. In this case, it's not actually because they hit enter. It's actually because just of the way that I brought this text in. That's just the way that it came through. But anyway, that was an unwanted pilcrow, which I just found, identified. I've already swept through this bottom half of the document for unwanted pilcrows. But there's still some hanging around here and there. All right, I'll do a few more minutes. That was my last page of talking. I'm going to do a few more minutes, and then I'm going to end. I could just make a new one for the bullets. I might as well do that. Well, no, then I would need a new keyboard shortcut also. No, I wouldn't. That would work. So first, this is the way I do it in LibreOffice. First, I turn it back into default paragraph style. I figured out what happens if I talk in a deep voice. I end up talking quite loudly. But I think if I talk in a less of a deep pitch, then I might be able to keep it softer as well. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so what I want to do is first I take off whatever paragraph styles I've applied. Then I apply my new styles that I want to apply. I'm just going to check the spacing here, 0 and 6. Yeah, 0 and 6 is just default. That's normal. Okay. So that's what everything else is. Ooh, I could change that too. That would be crazy. Should I change it to 4? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that reduced page count for sure. We'll leave it like that for a while. So I was trying to do something with the bullets. Where did they go? Here we go. Oh, but I've completely lost track of where I was, though. I've like changed the formatting on one of the bullets, I thought. I don't know. Alright, well, anyway. Let's see here. That's going to be the bullet style. Then I create a new style from selection. Okay, I'll see if that's identifiable enough. So the process here will be that first I'll press Shift F4, but then I'll go back in and change it to bullet. And that'll be the process I'll go through with all of these. And then I'll also be able to go back and change them later together if I want. So like here's another one. All of these ones I'm going to switch to bullet. Should leave their formatting the same, but it should make them, I have to do Control M to clear off the direct formatting though. That'll mean that later I can come back and reformat them if I need. See, watch, if I remove, there we go. See, I remove the direct formatting and it makes it all weird. Control M, and do bullet bullet, makes it all good. There we go, that's where we left off. No, that's the end. All right. Oh, it's before text, after text, and first line. Okay. So I can actually go in. So first line is that far back there from everything. So that's what we're trying to get closer. Make it less far back. Let's try that. I didn't see anything happen. Oh, maybe this version needs Control M. There we go. That's why I didn't see it. It was showing up on all the other ones. Is that how I wanted it? Is that a little too tight? It's a little too tight. It's not bad though. A little too tight for E. There. Yeah, that's better. I'll do it the same way on these ones. Using the little triangles, I couldn't get them any closer. Do it this way instead. Let's see if we can apply it and watch it change. Okay, so should be able to say. So what we just wanted a little bit less than that. So we'll have it at like, let's see what happens if we do 10. That's okay. Oh, that wasn't right. There we go. That's what we want. What, maybe 12? We'll leave it like that for now. Yeah, I guess I try to tighten things up. Like these bullet points right here, I could tighten those up. There's a little bit of extra space there, unnecessary space there. In fact, we could use like an extra little sub column there, just by using, like, we just tab and then copy and paste that other information back into here. There's different little tricks we can use. There's so much content here though. If you figure it's 4 columns each page. So I just scrolled up through the bottom 8 pages. Now here we go on page 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Oh, there's the table of contents. That gives you an idea of what's in here. Law enforcement role and authority, organization, administration, general operations, patrol operations, traffic operations, investigation operations, equipment, support services, custody, personnel. Oath of office. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Utah, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. Yeah, that's nice. Definitions. A bunch of acronyms here that I can study. CFR, Code of Federal Regulations. Hmm. Like 42 titles. And basically each one of those is like a little book. Which one in there is the part that talks about the police? Judicial administration. That's a big part of it. No, national defense. That's an interesting one, but that's not going to be with the police or First Amendment stuff. Commerce. Aliens and nationality. Domestic security. There it is. Okay, so Title 5. So even though there's all this huge amount of Code of Federal Regulations, the part that I'm going to be for my next installment of creating documents and formatting with the Eagle Dog, we'll go through and we'll create one of these things from scratch. We'll make headers and footers, and we'll do the columns, and we'll create all the different paragraph styles. And the reason I'm making this video is because I was going to be doing this anyways. And I said, well, you know what? I'll stream it up over there on the Twitchity Witchity. And the Switchity Switchity. Oh, I'm missing a... Oh, we have an extra pilcrow there. Unwanted pilcrows. Oh, it's because I'm on page 4. Page 4, this area has not been... It's not been de-pilcrowed yet. This area is full of unwanted pilcrows. Just look anywhere you look here. Let's see. See, look right here. It's kind of like an incomplete sentence. And that happened because of formatting issues when I brought this text over from a different format. That happens sometimes. There are ways to avoid it. And I just don't mind at all going through this process that I'm doing of removing pilcrows and kind of adjusting formatting, because I've done this a lot of times in the past and I find it relaxing. And it just helps me so much to memorize this information. Even though I'm not really paying too much attention to the information, although I kind of am, I'll stop and pause and take a moment to read some of it. But it just, having gone through and formatted it all and picked out the undesirable pilcrows and so forth, having gone through and done all this, it gives me a high level of familiarity with the text. Alright, it's been fun, everybody. That's a little bit of formatting documents with Eagle Dog. Go over to Twitch now, see if we had a successful stream on the old switchity switch. There we go. Let's see. I've opted out of marketing preferences for Twitch like 40 times. Me, I want to see me. Am I not logged in? Crap. I thought I was logged in. Oh, I can look for myself here. Let's see if my stream is working. Trying again. What? Am I not live? Oh, I bet I'm live on YouTube. I bet I'm live on YouTube. Let's see. I thought I was live on Twitch right now. I think I'm live on YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out what's happening here. Oh yeah, look, I'm live. Look at that. Heck yeah. Eagle Dog live. Oh yeah, look at that. And there it is right there, that one. That's it. Watch me work, paragraph styles and formatting. Oh yeah, look, I'm live. Look at that. Heck yeah. Eagle Dog live. Whoa. I can hear myself just now. There it is, right there, that one. That's it. Watch me work, paragraph styles. It's going to be a major echo. There's going to be some major echo going on here. There, now I can hear myself echoing in the background. Whoa. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. It's going to be a major echo. Oh, this is too crazy. I got to stop this. Stop. There. All this time I thought I was on Twitch. Yes, I like it. I'm just fine being on YouTube with this. This is fine. And another day. That's nice. That's actually good. That's cool. Ended up on YouTube. So anyways, another day we'll come back and we'll do more formatting. So there will be more videos like this in a playlist somewhere. I hope you all have a fantabulous after morning.